You're on an important work call, finally in the zone, and then the doorbell rings. Before you can even lunge for the mute button, your dog erupts in a barking frenzy that seems to shake the whole house. Or maybe it's the faint wail of a distant siren that triggers an instant frantic howl from your otherwise chill companion. You've probably wondered, with a mix of frustration and genuine curiosity, why these specific sounds turn your dog into a barking machine. Here's a thought. It's not just random noise. Your dog is reacting to a hidden world of sound they can hear and you can't. Understanding what they're trying to tell you will change how you see their barking and their world forever. The problem: mystery, more than just noise. Let's be real. When your dog barks at what looks like nothing or loses it at the sound of a truck half a block away, it can be incredibly frustrating. It's easy to write it off as bad behavior, but this is where we need to adjust our thinking. That barking isn't just noise, it's communication. It's one of the main ways your dog interacts with you and their environment. Barking is a surprisingly complex signal that dogs use to express a whole range of feelings, from fear and excitement to territorial warnings. It's a message, and they are trying their best to get it across. First, let's get one thing straight. Your dog isn't just being difficult. When they bark at a specific sound, it's not random. There's a powerful reason behind it, rooted in both their biology and their shared history with us. They're basically equipped with auditory superpowers we just don't have. Barking itself is a behavior that domestication seems to have favored. While wolves, their ancestors, howl to communicate over long distances, barking is more common in dogs. For certain jobs, we humans have selectively bred some dogs to be our living alarm systems, encouraging them to bark at strange sounds to help with hunting or guarding. But not all breeds were selected for this. Some were bred for quiet work. To really get why they react so strongly, we need to understand what they're actually hearing. The scientific explanation: a dog's world of sound. Try to imagine having superhuman hearing. You could pick up on the faintest whisper from across a field and hear pitches so high they read completely silent to everyone else. That's the everyday reality for your dog. Their hearing is wildly different from ours, in two key ways: frequency and sensitivity. First, frequency, the pitch of a sound. Humans can typically hear sounds from about 20 to 20,000 Hz Hz. Dogs, however, can hear sounds up to a staggering 45,000 Hz, with some reports citing even higher ranges depending on the dog and the study. This means they perceive an entire world of high-pitched ultrasonic sounds we're completely oblivious to. Think of the high-frequency hum from electronics, ultrasonic rodent deterrents, or even the squeak of mice in the walls. To us, it's silence. To your dog, it could be a constant, noticeable noise. This is why many modern sounds are so triggering. The electronic chime of a doorbell, the beep of a microwave, or the piercing shriek of a smoke detector often have strong high-frequency components. These sounds don't just get their attention. They slice through the background noise with an intensity we can't fully appreciate. The second part of their superpower is sensitivity to loudness. Dogs can hear much quieter sounds than we can. This is why your dog often reacts to the mail carrier or a car door shutting long before you hear a thing. They aren't psychic. Their ears are just picking up faint audio cues from much farther away. It's often said that dogs can hear things up to 4 times farther away than humans, though the exact distance depends heavily on the sound's pitch and the environment. They also have 18 muscles in their ears, compared to our 6, letting them rotate and tilt their ears like satellite dishes to pinpoint a sound's exact location. So when your dog barks at what seems to be nothing, they are almost certainly reacting to a real sound that falls outside our limited human hearing.
Decoding the triggers. Why those specific sounds? Now that we get their auditory superpowers, let's look at why specific sounds like sirens and doorbells can cause such an explosive reaction. Let's start with sirens. A siren's wail is designed to cut through traffic, but for a dog, it's a perfect storm of audio triggers. Sirens produce wide-ranging high-frequency tones that hit the exact part of the sound spectrum where a dog's hearing is most sensitive. As the vehicle moves, the rising and falling pitch creates a strange, unpredictable sound that can be very arousing or alarming. One compelling theory is that this high-pitched wail sounds similar to a howl, triggering an ancient, instinctual pack response to communicate back. So, when your dog howls along with a siren, they might just be answering a call they think is coming from another dog. Then there's the doorbell, the notorious bark conducer. A doorbell's chime is often sharp, sudden, and full of those high-pitched frequencies that are impossible for a dog to ignore. But with doorbells, there's another powerful force at work: learned association. Over time, dogs learn that the doorbell sound means a stranger is arriving at the edge of their territory. The bark is a clear warning. Alert, someone is here. I'm guarding our home. The sound itself is startling, and it's tied to an event that kicks their protective instincts into high gear. Finally, what about all those beeps from our appliances? Smoke detectors, alarms, and even microwaves often use pulsed tones that can be startling or uncomfortably loud for a dog. While we might find a beep mildly annoying, for a dog it can be a genuinely unpleasant or startling experience, especially up close. Of course, not every dog reacts the same way. Just like people, dogs have their own personalities and sensitivities. Research shows there can be differences in hearing and temperament between breeds, plus a ton of individual variation. One dog might be terrified of sirens, while their housemate sleeps right through them, and this often comes down to their unique life experiences.
The deeper meaning. What is your dog actually saying? So, we know the science. We know why your dog hears these things so intensely, but what are they actually trying to tell you? This is where we shift from frustrated owners to empathetic listeners. A bark isn't just a bark. Its pitch, frequency, and context all give us clues. As a general guide, lower-pitched harsher barks are often linked to threats and aggression, while higher-pitched barks can signal excitement or fear. However, this isn't a perfect translation. The speed and repetition of the barks also add crucial context. When the doorbell rings and your dog lets out loud, deep repetitive barks, they're likely sounding a territorial alarm. The message is clear. A potential intruder is at the gate. I am here, and I am watching. This is your dog acting on instinct to protect their pack. In contrast, if a smoke alarm starts beeping and your dog launches into a frantic, high-pitched, non-stop bark, maybe with whining or pacing, this is probably a bark of fear or distress. The sound is overwhelming, maybe even abrasive, and they're telling you they feel unsafe. They aren't trying to be defiant. They're scared and looking for reassurance. And then there's excitement barking. That rapid, high-pitched series of yips when you grab the leash is pure joy. It's an enthusiastic yes. Let's go. This is amazing. Understanding this changes everything. The behavior that once seemed like a nuisance is revealed as a rich, emotional signal. Your dog isn't just making noise. They're giving you a window into their sensory experience and their emotional state. They're telling you when they feel protective, when they're scared, and when they're happy. The bark isn't the problem, it's the symptom. It's a clue that points to what your dog is feeling in that moment. Every dog is an individual with their own unique triggers and ways of talking. What specific sound sets your dog off? Drop your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear about the quirky sounds that make your pup speak up. And if you've discovered a new way of understanding your dog today, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a chance to decode your pet's secret world. The next time your dog barks at a siren or the doorbell, just take a second. Instead of feeling frustrated, remember their incredible super senses. Remember they live in a world of sound we can barely imagine. A world filled with high-frequency noises and distant whispers. Their bark has a reason, rooted in science and driven by emotion. By understanding their world, you can move past the noise and start hearing the message. You can begin to truly listen to what your dog is trying to tell you. And that is the key to building an even stronger, more unbreakable bond with your best friend.